Thing is this. You can never, ever kill an idea. The idea, if it is being suppressed, just goes underground.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Guys, truth, evil, the individual. All of these three concepts emerge once you have this singular concept of a God, a one true God that exists external to the individual. That is the mental slavery that you have to emancipate yourself from. Hold on. Truth, evil, and the individual. These three concepts come from the creation of a singular, one true God. And that is a byproduct of large-scale empire power to force the population to believe in a singular, one true God. And therefore, you can get mass uniformity and conformity. And you have this similar ideological framework going on in the minds of all the people through belief in a singular true God. When you believe in a singular true God, that means that there is the good, the God, the true, and then there's the not. And that would be antithetical to God. That would be evil, right? And that is crazy. And then you can go ahead and see the individual as something in and of itself with its own experience, own connection. But what's weird is, even though this is individuating, it's actually taking a more direct capturing of every single mind, as opposed to a collective hive mind type of encapsulation. It's taking control of people right in the heart of their being, because they then get trapped in a belief that God is external to them, that the one single God that created everything, right? All omnipotent, all powerful, is external to them. And then there are people, the king, the priest, the ruling class, that speak with God. You don't speak with God though, but those people do, right? And so already when you have a single God that exists outside of yourself, then this is how false prophets come to being, proclaiming that God told them X, Y, and Z, and they mandate X, Y, and Z, right? That's how it happens. This is why once you realize that God is within, and it's an internal thing, and then you start to understand a little bit more of these polytheistic, and you start to understand the yin and the yang, you start to understand the concept of the dualistic universe that we're living in, right? And you get to make sense of impulses when you think about fear and anger, love as impulses to action. And you can start to see how one can animate the spirit of anger, right? And after you would get angry, you'd say, man, that wasn't even me. Yeah, because there's these, that's why you can actually understand anger as a fundamental concept and recognize it in others, right? It's because there are these things, and that's breathing, that's letting things flow and through you, as opposed to holding a singular state, right? And that's the dualistic flow. And then you can bring all of this from all these many things, you can come back to the one, right? And that's what we're all trying to be able to figure out here, is how we can navigate these different levels of spirituality and kind of maybe dimensions, but more just depth and breadth. And we're developing our mind and our bodies and our spirits to be able to navigate those, to go down and to go up, in terms of layers of density or complexity or depth into hell, or depth and heights into heaven, right? All of it. So I just think it's crazy that all of modernity is underpinned by truth, evil, and the individual, coming from the implementation of a singular one true God and monotheism. And that impacts us greatly.